Ever since the California came out in 2009, the complaints have been endless. It's not a real Ferrari, it's a lesser Ferrari. It's not a track-focused car like the mid-engine Ferrari models. It doesn't deserve to be a Ferrari. Well, all those complaints are completely wrong. The California is an excellent car. And I've borrowed this brand new California T from a viewer in New Jersey to prove it to you. I'll start with performance. This car can hit 196 miles an hour. It has 550 horsepower, and it'll do 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. If that doesn't sound like real Ferrari territory, you're crazy. More importantly, it has a lot of cool new features and interesting Italian car quirks, just like a real Ferrari. For example, you probably think that the brake lights are these things. That would make a lot of sense, but in fact the brake lights are down here. That might seem a little strange, but here's what happened. Ferrari got pretty far designing the original California, and these were going to be the brake lights. But then they realized that there's a government regulation saying that brake lights can't be on a piece of bodywork that moves, and this is the trunk and also the convertible top holder. So Ferrari had to scramble at the last minute to change the brake lights from here to down here. As a result, these things aren't the brake lights, they're here. That's weird. One of the California's main benefits is that it's a convertible, and the top opens in a rather bizarre and unusual fashion. Push a little switch inside the car and, well, take a look.
First, the rear window lifts above the top. Then the trunk opens backwards. Then the rear window climbs on top of the top like it's going to begin a weird convertible mating ritual. Then they both go back together underneath the trunk lid, which then closes.
Now with the top down, the California also reveals another one of its interesting features, the fact that it has back seats, unlike most Ferrari models. Although they are literally the smallest back seats I could ever possibly imagine. They have to be the tiniest in the entire car industry. It's so small that the seat belts, front and rear, they're only like separated by like 8 inches. It's ridiculous, it's crazy. No sane person would ever attempt to get into these back seats. So naturally, I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay, well, this looks nice.
Now in back, the trunk of the California T is surprisingly large. And if you want even more trunk space, you can move up this little divider and it gives you all this room. But it's worth noting with the divider up, the top won't go down. If you want the top to go down, you got to put the divider back down, and then the top rests on top of this, leaving you this much room, still pretty ample for you to put all of your groceries.
Another odd quirk, the script that says California is displayed in several places, including the floor mats, the glove box, and the gauge cluster screen. It's also the exact same script they use on the California license plate.
Now, one of the first things you'll notice as soon as you get inside this car is that there's no transmission selector in the middle like there is in most cars. This car has a dual clutch automatic transmission, but getting it into gear is a little bit strange. To get it into drive, there's no D button. You don't put it in D. Instead, you just pull the right paddle, and that puts it in drive. In order to put it in reverse, you don't pull the left paddle. Instead, there's a little R button in the middle. Press that, and you're in reverse. But the strangest one is park. There is no park gear in this car. Instead, you pull both paddles at the same time. That puts you in neutral. Then you put on the parking brake, which is located under the steering wheel, and then you turn the car off. Only when you turn it off does it actually go into park. The best you can do yourself is putting it in neutral. It's like a manual car in that respect. It's a little bit strange, but my favorite feature of the California T has to be the little electronic display thing in the center. Now, in the middle of the car, it looks like there are 3 climate control vents, but actually there are 2. The middle one isn't a vent. It's actually a little electronic display screen that shows all sorts of cool car information. My favorite part about it, however, is how you change the information. Just tap it and it shows the next thing. Tap it, you get the next piece of information. Tap it, tap it.
The California T's other quirks are largely the same as what you saw in my 488 Spider video, which is linked below. For example, use the pit speed button to set a maximum speed in pit lane when you're on a racetrack. The heated seat controls aren't located anywhere rational in the interior, but rather on the side where you can't possibly see them. Same goes for the lock and unlock button, which isn't located anywhere rational either, but rather on the ceiling, even though you'll use it all the time next to the tow button, which you'll never use. You'll also find that the steering wheel is loaded with buttons including the engine starter, the suspension settings, the high beams, the little switch that controls your mode, note the Italian flag colored background, the windshield wipers, and even the turn signals. The steering wheel also includes the little lights up at the top that light up when you're nearing red line. So the California T has some Italian car quirks, but it also boasts a really nice look. It's dramatically more attractive than its rather awkward predecessor, with most lines smoothed out and modernized to give it the appearance it should have had from the very beginning.
So this car has a lot of power. It has attractive looks. It has all the cool features and unique quirks that you associate with Ferrari. More importantly, the California T drives like a real Ferrari, as I'm now going to demonstrate. Of course, to find out more of what I think about this car and for more of my thoughts on the driving experience, click the link below for my column on Auto Trader Oversteer. All right, we're taking the California T out. This is Jake. Jake's family owns this car.
Hey guys.
Oh, look at that. I got a backup camera. Nice Chrysler infotainment system.
Yeah, exactly. I'm good.
Yeah,
as long as you're a good driver. You know?
Oh yeah, you worried? You think I'm gonna do it?
I don't know.
First impression, it feels very smooth.
Yeah, one really great thing that I especially love about this car is that, I mean, you could be a bigger guy, but
right.
You know, you can still fit in it and drive it every day. It's got a great blend between that race car feel and just a really daily driver.
Right. Man, oh, you could just feel it just feels very fast, barely putting the throttle. Man, it feels so smooth around corners. Boy, it's really precise. The turn is incredible. It feels very, very precise. You know, when you think about the California, everybody's like, oh, it's just a, you know, it doesn't handle, it doesn't feel like a real Ferrari. BS. Like, it just turns so quick. It's so sharp.
Yeah. Up here, there's a police station to the left.
Okay.
I mean, they're cool.
The most underrated part about this car, I think, is the sound. Because one of the things that's so interesting about this car to me is people are like, oh, it's not a real Ferrari because, or it doesn't drive like one, whatever. But like, it sounds like a real Ferrari. I think it drives like a real Ferrari, and now it looks so nice that the California T really changed how it looks. Whew. Oh, it's so quick. The transmission is very, very smooth. In addition to being smooth like on upshifts, like when it's in auto mode and it's clearly we're just cruising, it sort of like just smoothly shifts into higher gear, and then we're like good to go.
If you're just cruising, it's an elegant drive, you know what I mean? And then if you open it up a little bit, it becomes like an animal.
The best part about this car, right? You can have both of those options. So few cars offer that ability. I love the cars that do. I think it's so cool when a car can do multiple things and you can sort of decide, because not everybody can afford to buy a car for each specific purpose in their life, right?
Exactly. You can take this for a day by the beach with the top down in the summer, and then you can bring it to the track the next day and tear it up.
And that's the thing, people I don't think really realize that, because people view this as the lesser, and in some senses it doesn't drive like the 48, obviously, it's not insane, but like, it drives better than whatever. Like, I think this feels quicker in terms of handling. I think it feels quicker and more precise and sharper than a 911. It's so cool. We got the wipers and the steering, the lights, the engine start, the turn signals, the horn, all in the wheel. I never have to remove my hands from the wheel if I drive this.
Exactly.
So we're just kind of cruising now. We're behind a couple SUVs. We're in front of a couple SUVs, as this is life out here. And it feels so nice. It's just sort of a nice cruiser car. The one thing it doesn't have is backseat room, right? Like, it's a nice cruiser and all that, but like not if you want to bring out your whole family.
No, definitely not.
Oh. Easy into the turn, you just feel like you're so confident in where this car is gonna go, and then you also feel like you can just push the gas. You can just do. Oh, it feels so nice. I love the acceleration. It's incredible how fast it is. Oh, it's just so precise on turns. It's insane how precise it is. You know, the Ferrari, there was a lot of controversy with turbocharging, right? Like, whoa, Ferrari's going to turbocharge. What are we going to do? Like, it feels great. And yeah, there is no turbo lag. You really don't feel it at all. I'm sure someone who's really in tune can sort of feel it.
but like maybe on a track.
Everyday people really won't be able to tell.
I love looking at it. Like Ferraris, you know, my 360, the interior was like a joke. Between like the stereo and the controls, there's just a hole that was carpeted. Like everything now is so much nicer. The quality is better. The technology is so much better. Everything is really well built too. Like every button, nothing is shaking and rattling as we're driving here. Oh. Wow. That is massively fast. I don't even want to know what speed I just got up to.
Really puts you back in your seat.
It really does. This is the thing. Anybody who knocks this car for not being a real Ferrari has never driven one, because you floor it and you feel that and you understand you are in a truly amazing car. Acceleration is unreal in this car. And I get it. Like, oh, it doesn't look as like aggressive as a 488 or whatever. So how could we'll drive it?
So there you have it. If you've ever heard anyone say the California T isn't a real Ferrari or it's a lesser model, they're completely wrong. This car has the driving experience, the performance, the styling, and all the cool equipment required to wear the Ferrari badge. I'm not ashamed to say that I love this car, and it's a true joy to experience firsthand.
Is this a Hummer?
Yep. Oh, that's like what, an H1?
Florida plate, of course. You can't have an H1 and not have a Florida plate on it.